So December is decidedly a shit month for me. There's been a lot of stress, like health problems, issues with my eating disorder, issues with my mental health, issues with just the general holiday thing. And there's a lot of things that just made me really anxious. And like to top it all off, I lost my position at work. So I am very broke. I still have a job there, which is nice, but I am making significantly less money. And I am just dealing with an overwhelming amount of just bad things that just kind of pile on top of each other, and I feel like I'm kind of being crushed. And one of my coping mechanisms is massively change things. Deep cleaning, decluttering, just trying to control my environment because it's really the only thing I feel like I have control over right now. I'm basically just gonna spend the rest of 2018 decluttering, organizing, cleaning my space, and just generally trying to improve my environment. I guess if you guys want to join me, this is the video. One of the things that happens when I'm depressed is that I neglect my surroundings, as you can probably tell. Yeah, truth be told, this is actually kind of a sanitized version of what it used to be. I've been kind of picking away at my depression piles over the past couple of days, but this is just really overwhelming, and it's certainly not helping my mental state, so this really does need to get taken care of. But before I do that, I need to eat something. I haven't had a healthy breakfast in God knows how long, so yeah, let's do that, get some coffee in my system, and then we can start the day the healthy way. I figured I'd like kind of treat myself this morning, really kind of invest in me time, you know. I got some actual like real ground coffee and some nice dairy-free chocolate peppermint creamer from my stepsister for Christmas or something like that. Also, sorry about the construction noise. I guess it's time to just get fancy with it. This brewing receptacle here is actually from Ghosts of Tenants Past. It doesn't belong to either me or my roommate, so I'm just using it, and heat some water, have some nice banana nut oatmeal. It's gonna be a whole, it's gonna be a treat. My oatmeal's finished cooking, so while I'm waiting for the water to boil, I'm going to start kind of tackling some of the stuff in the sink here. I'm already rinsing out the pot that I use for making the oatmeal, so being proactive, yay! And also, making use of dead space is good. Even though it needs to be like rinsed out and cleaned, I cleared the sink and it probably took me like 10 minutes tops. So, time to eat my breakfast and drink my coffee and then start tackling the rest of this crap. The kitchen is slightly less of a mess now. I've got a fresh load of dishes in the sink while the dishwasher is running. Welcome to my room. It's not as bad as other parts of the house, but it still needs some work. Definitely have some things that don't belong in here. I started off living here being like, okay, there's not going to be any food or technology in my room, nothing that doesn't have to do with sleep or getting ready in the morning, and I, been slipping on that as of lately, so I gotta get that figured out. And also, like, I went in here being like, I'm not gonna wear my shoes on the carpet, and boom, here we are, 2 pairs of shoes in my room. I just really want to get this squared away, because this is where I start my days, this is where I end them. I want it to at least be a pleasant place for me to be. This is my art wall. Everything on the top and the bottom are just things that I've done. Everything actually is here, stuff that I've done, but the stuff in the middle row over here is stuff that either I have listed or that I will list on my Etsy store, which is, fun. So I just wiped down all my walls, and this was pretty much white when I started, so that's gross. There's also like 7 billion tiny nail holes all over my room, and it's driving me crazy. So I'm gonna break out the spackle and sort this stuff out. I've been binging a lot lately, so I really have to take care of my nutrition. I started like shoveling this in my face before I actually showed you guys what it is. It's just this 50-50 baby spinach and like spring mix or something, and then my roasted vegetables, I drizzled some balsamic glaze on them, and then I also added a salad dressing on this, and it's been really tasty. Like, the potatoes really just bulk this out. I really enjoy it. But I've just been kind of taking a break from my room, tackling the downstairs. I'm trying to get all of my tapestry yarn and needlepoint yarn in this basket. It's going to go over there. I've just got to untangle this freaking awful mass. I've made a shit ton of progress today in terms of cleaning and organizing, and I'm feeling really good about it because I am going back to work for the first time in like, about a week, over a week, something like that, in my new position, which is going to be short hours and not very good pay. And, you know, I'm just dealing with the whole beating myself up about, you know, getting demoted because a bike hit me. I'm just feeling pretty optimistic about everything and like I'm finally getting things back on track. I don't know if this pace is going to be sustainable. I sure hope so. But for now, it's working out all right. Ta-da! It is all cleaned up. I just finished vacuuming. The walls have been wiped down. I have put caulk or spackle in all of the holes, not to sound dirty or anything. I even went in with like some wood markers and scribbled in areas that were ugly on my doors and on my little nightside table. Serene AF, but still has tchotchkes because, you know, gotta have some personality, right? Going back to work wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. Everyone there still likes me. Nobody hates me because I got T-boned by a bike. So take that, brain, for making up conspiracy theories in your head about yourself. I feel a lot better than I was expecting to. I was expecting to be like totally morose the entire time I was there. I've been kind of having this recurring thought today, and this sounds so condescending when it comes from other people, so I feel like such a putz for saying this, but a lot of my worries were just in my head. I think it's important to acknowledge that if you get there to that conclusion by yourself. And honestly, a lot of this was just me psyching myself out and judging myself too harshly and blaming myself for things that were kind of out of my control. Because I am my toughest critic, I always assume other people will judge me at the same caliber that I judge myself, which is for the most part untrue. I'm kind of kicking myself for not starting work again last week, but I think I really needed the time to just kind of reset and be away from there so I could sort my brain out. Because of that, I'm gonna have to pull from my emergency fund, which was supposed to go specifically towards rent, but now it's probably going to go towards paying bills because my paycheck this time around is not even going to break the triple digits. Yeah. Well, I'll figure it out somehow. I'm actually really surprised that I'm not like freaking out right now because of that. There's been a lot of personal growth in the past week. Overall, I'd call today a success though. I managed to loosely clean out the kitchen. I managed to do my room. I went back to work. Go me. I don't have work tomorrow, so I'm probably going to spend most of that working with the house situation. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.